Hello and welcome. Continuing where we've left off with our Docker networking journey. In this lesson I will do a hands-on session demonstrating how to bridge your Docker network with a physical interface from the host. So it might be a bit confusing. First time you're hearing this, bridging with bridging. It's something like that. But let's go to the gray board first and let me show you how the setup for this session looks, and follow along and you will understand this setup. So my physical network is this one, 192.168.122.0/24. I have my testing PC here, PC1, which has the .1 IP, the first IP in the class. And in this purple box, I have my Linux Docker host. And this right here is the IP class for my Docker network. And I'm going to use a bridge Docker network, which is called BR0, and I will put interface of the physical interface from the host. I will configure it as a slave for this bridge interface. So all these green interfaces are basically slave interfaces, and this blue interface is the master interface, and it's called BR0. Actually, let's call it BR0 minus if you don't mind. And here in the bottom left corner is my container, which I guess will have the first free IP in the class, which is .2. We shall see about that in a moment. So I hope it's clear what we are going to do. Another thing, right now EMP6S0, the physical interface, has an IP from this class. Let me put it here just to have a complete picture. It has 107, and as soon, actually not quite as soon, like immediately, but after I will make it a slave interface, it will lose this IP address, and I will be able to reach this host on the IP address of BR0 interface, which should have .1, another missing piece. Okay, so that being said, let's go to the console, and as usual start typing our commands. Just give me a second because I think it's not selected right. All right. So this is my physical host, this mound. Let me show you the interfaces that I have in here. This is the physical interface that is connected to the Linux Docker host, and it has this IP address. And right now I will connect to my Docker host, 192.168.122.107. Let me show you the interfaces here also. I have this. And also the Docker networks, the default setup. I will create a custom bridge for this session. So let's do it. Docker network create. Driver is bridge. Actually, let me also inspect the network bridge. Sorry, Docker network inspect. I'm doing this because I need this option right here because I want to be able to name the bridge interface that will be created. I have shown you before this thing. Now you will be able to see it again. Docker network create driver is bridge. Subnet is 172.16.10, I think. Yes, that 10.0/24. The gateway should be 172.16.10.1. And I shall give it this option, which means that the created bridge interface should have the name br0-if, the same as you've seen in the gray board. And the name of my Docker network is br0. Let's display that. I have created my Docker network, is right here, and if I'm displaying the interfaces, hyperlink list, type bridge. This is the created bridge interface which corresponds to this Docker network. All right, so far so good. Let me bring up a container in this network. Docker container run itash, remove it. Let's give it a name, bridge test, routerology, phpine. Actually, the name in the gray board was phpine. Let's do it like this, phpine, phpine www. That should be enough. Docker container list. My container is running fine. So now I want to be able to reach this container from this physical host right here. And I will be able to reach it directly. I will be bridging this interface. Where is it? This interface with the physical interface of the host, meaning actually I will put this as a slave interface to this bridge interface. All right. So first let me ping the container. I'll actually inspect it first. Docker container inspect phpine. I have 172 that. Nah, this is not good because I raised the container here. I didn't specify the network, so let me bring it down. Docker container stop phpine. So it's gone, and now I will repeat this command, but I will also specify network br0. I suspected that there was a problem because I saw here the bridge interface down, so that made me suspicious. If you take a look right now, the bridge interface is up and the container is using this Docker network. So let's inspect the container. Docker container inspect phpine. Now I have the right IP address from the right IP address class, and I'm sure I can ping it 172.16.10.2. all right. So now I want to be able to ping the same address from here. So let me show you how we can do that. Let's display again the interfaces. So I will modify this to be a slave to BR0 if. So we can do that with IP link set dev emp 6s0 master should be BR0 minus if. Operation not permitted. Let's do it with sudo. And let's display the addresses. The thing is, one thing that I want to point out is, right now you can see this still has this IP address, but in a while this IP address will disappear. I don't know exactly how this works and why is this delay, but it's not very important. I will show you the details of this interface, EMP6S0. So you can see that is a bridge slave, and the master is bridge 0 interface. So that's fine. So as I said, this IP address will disappear and I will lose connectivity because right now I'm connected to the Docker host on this IP address, but I should be able to connect to the Docker host on this address in a moment. First, I need to have a route, let's say, but in this case, the route will be directly connected because we can consider that this interface is part of the same bridge with this interface and this interface. And what I will do, I will add a secondary IP address here from the same class as the one from the Docker container. So let's do it. Sudo IP address add device vir br0 172.16.10, let's say 100/24, and let's display again IP minus address. So as you can see here, I have two IP addresses here, and let's check if I can ping 172.16.10.1, and I can ping it, all right. And of course I can ping also the address of the container. So we're almost there. Let's also check from the browser. This is my old test, and as you can see here, there's another IP address from the last session. Now I need to go and type 172.16.10.2, and again it's working. So that should be enough. Let's see if I still have connectivity here. I still have connectivity with that IP address, but as I told you, if you're doing this on your own setup, you might find out that this address is disappearing after a while. All right, that was all for this session. I hope it was interesting and useful for you, and I hope to see you in the next session. Bye bye.